Before we get into the show, there is a way that you can help support the show. A very easy way, in fact.
If you go to our website, eatlunchandboardgame.com, click on the Get the Games tab. There we have affiliate links to many of the games and books we have talked about. If you're interested in purchasing any, by clicking on the link, a small portion of your purchase will go to us.
But we promise to use the money wisely by buying more games to review.
We take our jobs very seriously.
Now on with this great episode.
You know me, I love to give credit where credit is due. While reading the book Who's in the Game by Terri Tolles Patkin, I came across an interesting variant to Operation Brain Surgery. I immediately had to look into this. Operation debuted in 1968, and it really hasn't changed in the past 30 plus years other than what funatomy parts you were taking out of poor Cavity Sam. No new gameplay was offered until 2002 with the debut of Brain Surgery. Since then, it has had a few other variants in the brand: PET Scan, Botched Operation, and most recently, Junior. Yes, Operation Junior. Anyway, I went on to Board Game Geek and looked into this weird sounding Operation Brain Surgery. And you should too. It is Cavity Sam's head. Just his head. You are a brain surgeon trying to find head-themed funatomy parts like train of thought, bright idea, cat's got your tongue, etc. And to find them, well, you put your hand into his head. Dig around using only feel in search of the correct new funatomy parts. I am sure this is 100% medically accurate. So gather your fellow medical buffs and let's dig into Sam's head in Operation Brain Surgery. Welcome back to Legend Board Game. I'm your host, Adam Collins, and let's take a look at the rule clarity for Operation Brain Surgery. As expected for a game aimed at ages 4 and up, Operation Brain Surgery has very clear and concise rules. There is no room for misinterpretation. Time to explain to newcomers. I would say about 3 minutes. There are very few rules, and they are very easy to explain. Gameplay. Each brain surgeon is dealt 4 cards. Make sure that each of the 4 is different for each surgeon. It does not matter if 2 different surgeons have the same card. Decide on a first player. Make sure all the funatomy parts are inside Cavity Sam's head. Turn on Sam and press his nose to start the game. When you are the active surgeon, you have about 15 seconds to blindly root around and search in his head, feeling for the shape of a piece that matches one of your cards. The rules are simple. You can only take out 1 piece at a time. If it matches, great, place it aside. If it doesn't, put it back in his head and root around for another piece. But be careful, if you are too rough and bump the inside of Sam's head too much or too hard, he will buzz you and immediately end your turn. At the end of your turn, place all the funatomy parts back into the cavernous head, give it a good mix, and play passes to the next surgeon. The first surgeon to find all 4 of their parts wins. Replayability. As far as gameplay goes, not much. There are no additional strategies to try. Component quality. Hasbro smashed it. The Cavity Sam head is made of a molded plastic that will hold up. The game is 23 years old and it looks fantastic. Even the silicone hole where you insert your hand is in great shape. The electronics have not deteriorated that I can tell. Sam is very lively, creepily so. The cards are a thick chipboard, not just a deck of cards. The funatomy parts are a well-molded rubber. Lunchtime potential. Certainly. Operation Brain Surgery is listed on BGG with a playtime of 20 minutes. With a full 4-player game, sure. I wish I had this back when I worked at a job a few jobs ago. I feel like we would have played this a lot during the grilling lunches we had once a month during the summer. Artwork. As with many games from Hasbro, no designer or artist is listed for brain surgery. The artwork on the cards is minimal but efficient. Each of the 8 funatomy parts are well depicted and easily identifiable. Other expansions. None. Bang for the buck. What a fantastically creepy eBay purchase. For only $26.04, I received a completely working Cavity Sam head to keep behind me while doing interviews and videos. The game itself is beyond silly and not really worth it. However, I am still stunned that this did not take off as a college game that involved some drinking. Summary. The bust of Cavity Sam is about 1 foot square. It is pretty large, and it is very creepy. Yet, I love it. I do not think that it will see a lot of table time, but Sam will see a lot of screen time on our YouTube channel, as I will make sure he is in the background over Edward's or my shoulder in coming up videos. The game itself is very simple, as you can tell by the weight of 1.0 on BGG. It sadly carries an abysmal rating of 4.7, with just shy of 30 ratings. Not 30,000, 30. This does not surprise me, as kids are not huge users of the website. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. I am shocked that brain surgery did not and has not found an audience on college campuses. This would make for a great drinking game. I am also shocked that it hasn't been a huge success in children's hospital waiting rooms. Hasbro needs to hire better marketers. This game had a lot of potential. Now it's just an odd $30-ish purchase on eBay. As usual, you can reach out to me at facebook.com/eatlunchandboardgame. Hit us up on the website, eatlunchandboardgame.com. And as always, you can email me at eatlunchandboardgame@gmail.com. And remember, board games build bridges.
When you're gaming, why not be comfy? Go over to supportplayer.org. Click on the cards, pieces, and dice to get some merch. These t-shirts are some of the most comfortable I have ever worn. That's supportplayer.org, and there's a link on eatlunchandboardgame.com.